Now today in Design and Usability, I want to talk about basic photo enhancement. That's getting your photos ready for production for the web or for print. Now I'm going to be using Photoshop for this. Most of the time I'm always doing photo enhancements in Apple's Aperture, but because people have Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, we'll use this as the example. But any software that you have that has photo enhancement tools will have the techniques that I'm talking about, so you can use that software too. So let's start right away with this photo. There's a photo of a boy on a beach in Narragansett, which is just south of Providence, Rhode Island. Now, the first thing I want to be sure of is to start with a neutral negative. What that means is that there are no sort of deep blacks and no bright whites that are going to blow out. So this looks pretty neutral. I mean, the back of his pants are a little bit dark, but everything else looks pretty neutral. What I'm going to start to do is work with levels. Now, levels give you a chart of the blacks, the whites, and the grays in the photo. Now, I'm going to dial the whites down, and every time I dial any type of adjustment, I like to overcompensate and then bring it back. And the reason that is because sometimes you don't know, your eye automatically wants you to be in the default stage of the adjustment. When you see something, when you make a change, it always looks too bright. But if you pull it back, then you start to see how things should best be represented. Same goes with the darks. See, that's way too dark. But now if I start pulling it back, I'm pretty comfortable with that. I might even deal with the grays a little bit, but now I'm looking at the whites. I think I want the whites up a little bit more. I'm going to hit OK. Next thing I like to do is deal with saturation. Don't go too crazy with saturation. You want to bump it up a little bit. See, if we go too crazy, then stuff just goes all over the place. This becomes bright blue, and this hand becomes orange, this ear becomes orange. We'll dial it back again. And that's, I think that's pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is use the burn tool. You can use a dark brush or something like that. And I'm just going to burn the edges of the photo to give it a type of a vignetting feel. This works well with sort of larger landscapey feeling type of photos when you have a wider angle taking the image. And the very last thing I'm going to do is sharpen. And I never know where to find sharpen in Photoshop. So I just type it in, find Unmask Sharp, or another software might be called Sharpen. And you know, you just dial in these numbers. The radius, I usually have about 0.6 or 0.8, and then this is really preset to where I usually keep it. So you can just dial it in, and I think that looks pretty good. And if you overcompensate, just everything becomes too defined, too crystallized. There are too many pixels everywhere. And if you pull it back, then it looks better. Hit OK. Now, I'm going to show you what we started with, which was this. And then you can see we have a much more vibrant, contrasty, really a more dynamic photo that we're dealing with. And you should really do this to all your photos. Photos that you think are just fine, you need to open them up and especially, you know, check their levels. See how the levels are different now? You need to check the different parts of it, enhance it, and then look at what you started with, and you'll see a significant amount of difference. Now, because this is a screencast and we're doing video compression and other things, you're not going to be able to see as many details as that I've been talking about. So I'll post the photo on our Flickr page, flickr.com/photos/SlimKiwi, and I'll have a set called Screencast. And maybe we'll try a different advanced version a little bit later.